grab your popcorn, kick back and relax, because it's time for some more Karnage. In today's video, we are doing something a little different. Where's my base? There it is. Clutch Hammerman, there we go. So, we have Hammerman on our map, guys. So, we're gonna put our shock blaster here. Actually, you know what? Let's put it here, just so we have some bit of better coverage. And we got a doom cannon here, so we need a bit of tanky stuff there, so we'll put that there. I guess the statues don't make a big difference. Before we start, I do have one ice statue here, 35% building damage, which is pretty good, but overall it's not going to make the hugest difference in the fight here. My buildings are maxed out as well, that's something you guys might want to know. But in general, it's the layout here that's going to save me. Most of my other layouts, they get absolutely torn to pieces at stage 6. And this layout is something that does so well. Considering this is wave 2, I'm just going to 4 times it. Because this stage is everyone beats him anyway, so that's not too bad. The only thing I don't like about this layout is for the early stages it takes so long to kill those troops, but in the later stages does so well. So we got some intel, some prototype parts there. Didn't really need those ones. I'm definitely gonna need the power rod on this one though. So let's get into this. Wave 3. One of the good things about this layout is it splits up the troops perfectly, and the mines are placed in such a way that you only use the amount of mines you actually need to. So you'll see I got 2 mines at the start, 3 mines, 2 mines. So if you notice, sometimes a rifleman will run over these mines, but they don't die straight away. They actually, the mine takes a few seconds before it goes off, so this rifleman can set off a heap of mines, and you only may have needed 2 or 3 to kill him. So this base is just more efficient, and I guess this troop composition isn't the best use of explaining it. And those warriors are doing some serious work on the left side here, but it's not going to matter, because see, these grenadiers, I don't like grenadiers. If I had have changed that flamethrower to like a storage of some sort, those grenadiers would have had to have walked over the mines first, and then they would have got hit by the mortars. So I could have done it better, but I didn't know they were going to be launched, and I didn't know what order and all this sort of thing. So overall, done pretty good. Stage 3, let's just 4 times this, we know we're going to win. So now these warriors are like right in the path here. Oh, are you joking? Yeah. It's gonna take a minute and a half for these medics to die off. That is absolute awful. Look at that. That's such BS. I think that AI should change a little bit. Personally, I think the medics should run to a building or retreat or something if they're only left. Not particularly on player base attacks, but more for this, just so like you don't have to wait that ridiculous amount of time. So we got stage 4, guys. What parts? I didn't look at what prototype parts that was gonna give, but we're gonna win this anyway. So we'll see at the end, I suppose. And those grenadiers! Oh my goodness! More grenadiers. Is this like Grenadier Day or something? I really hate grenadiers, if you guys can't tell. I hate them with a passion, just because they outrange so many things, and on a normal player-based attack, there's enough to kill them, right? But on like this sort of thing, where Hammerman can drop a great stack of them all at once, and then a heap of everything else, they just do so much work. Especially if your base isn't designed specifically to kill them, which obviously this layout needs a bit of improvement if he drops the Grenadiers first. And that's as simple as changing your layout a little bit, moving your buildings around a tad, just to allow for that. Because sometimes this layout is ideal, like if he drops warriors at the start on the right side, this would be perfect. Same with lots of riflemen, or like the stage 7s, or the stage 6s, where they drop like a heap of riflemen and then the Scorcher. That'd be ideal too. But you can see this, look at this, mines are doing work, they're going over only the mines that I need them to go over to in order to get that kill. Except for that last mine that went off. I wasted a mine there, which, to be honest, I could improve upon on my next attack if I fail. But I don't need to do that, so look at that. I think this is a great layout. Just because I had a layout similar to this, where the buildings were like in an L shape along the left side and up the top, and the HQ was in the top right corner, and I had buildings in the middle, sort of for the same purpose, just so they always hit them while they were going around. But it wasn't as efficient with the mines, and I seen this layout on the forums. I don't know the guy's name, and I apologize for that, but he had this layout, and it was basically a reworked version of I can't remember his name. There's some guy on the forums. He almost never posts, but he's actually known for doing creative Hammerman layouts. And like every Hammerman, this guy spends like hours and hours and hours just doing constant attempts because he has no ice statues. And he just does amazing work. He always manages to beat Hammerman without ice. But he also has a Shock Blaster level 3 and a damage amp, which is probably the best prototype layout for Hammerman. Maybe not the best for defensive purposes in certain examples, but he manages it, so it works for him. Anyway, you guys can see sort of like the power of this layout right now. The attack force split up into two sections, and it allowed my buildings on the left to stay alive just that little bit longer, get those few extra kills, and the buildings on the right just to kill more troops. And it means basically my buildings stay alive longer, get more hits in, and basically I have a better chance at winning. So what I don't even remember what wave this is really. We're just going through the motions right now. Let's just 2 times this, because it's looking pretty doom and gloom for Hammerman right now. And you guys can see, look at what's left. I've got my 3 rockets, my shock blaster, my doom cannon, all my shock launchers, and a bunch of mines up the top there. So considering it's Grenadiers, we're just going to fast forward right now. And because of their ridiculous range, they're going to outrange my mines, which I could move if I really needed to, but isn't needed. So that's another stage of Hammerman gone. I got that complex gear, I think it's called. I really do need those. Where's my building for that? As you can see, this is how many gear, all the different prototype parts I have. The power modules and the gears I have the least amount of, although that's still a pretty good amount, let's be honest. So I'm looking to get more of those. But that white one, what's that called? A critical fuse. I think every player in the game has a ridiculous, absurd amount of those. Oh, I'm only on wave 6. That's a bit rubbish. Although I guess that's still pretty solid. This is where virtually everyone fails. Oh no, he stopped Zukas. I don't think this is the revised layout. No, it's not. Oh yeah, it is. Normally I have my my storage there when the Zukas are deployed straight at the start. So they destroy that, and they still die from all the mines. That's normally what I do with that, so I don't lose my flamethrower. Because in like wave 7, you do need that flamethrower. Because flamethrowers do so much damage, or they do so much work rather, and it helps a lot. You do, also I do highly recommend, if you don't have ice statues and you want to face stage 6 and stage 7, if you have a really solid layout like this, I'd highly recommend you run a damage amp, because you need that extra damage from your rockets to destroy riflemen and like all those different things, so I would highly recommend that. These tanks though, thank goodness the troops split up there, because now a lot of their attack force has been killed, and now my rockets will have a chance to pick off a few things off the side there. I thought they would have. Apparently not. They're going to be out of range now, I think. Yeah. You can see though, did Gihard do that? Did he barrage my rockets? That's not nice. But look at that, he's got a heap of grenadiers, and look at this now, a few are going to veer off the side here, and now more are going to die, so his attack force just got smaller, and he basically did no damage for that, so that's a nice little accomplishment. Hopefully these grenadiers don't destroy my mines. Don't do that. That's not nice. He did destroy 2 of my mines, that's so cruel. But those mines are going to take out pretty much all of his riflemen, I think. Not all of them, but close to it. Those grenadiers though. Alright, now my defenses can start working on them. You have no hope, buddies. Look at that. No hope whatsoever. And that's done. That's done. I probably could have revised a few of my buildings a little, placed them a little better. So if I failed, I could have done that. But we did it. We did stage 6. And we haven't boosted our ice or anything like that. So we are on stage 7. Are you ready to get steamrolled? Yeah, I think he is probably going to steamroll me, to be fair. So what are we going to get from this? We're going to get basically one of everything, but we're going to get 2 critical fuses that we absolutely, for sure, do not need. 16% health and damage. He's going to drop a ton of riflemen, a heap of grenadiers. Oh my gosh. That's going to be rough. Let's look at that. If he drops those grenadiers at the start like he did last time, that's going to be awful. So we'll switch that out. Let's move that a square back. I don't know what the grenadiers range is 100%, if that's going to be enough. I know it's 2 buildings and like a 1 square gap in between, I think, but I'm not sure if that'll be enough for the mines to work. Doesn't matter. Apparently, they're not going to be dropped on the beach. That's a bit annoying. I was expecting the grenadiers to go first, but of course that'd be too easy, right? Then we could take out his main damage dealers and be done with it. And all those tanks, I don't know what I could put there to change that, to be fair. They just got really far in with taking very little. All those splash damage, I might have to put some cannons on that side just to help take out those tanks. The grenadiers are going to that side, that's a problem. I would have preferred them. I would have preferred the order to be like reversed, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm gonna get, just what he's got on the map now is going to kill me. Just what he's got now is going to hurt. That's rough. No way, this match is so over. Wow. That is bonkers. Look at that. I don't know how to defend that though. He completely avoids all of my mines. Like every single one of them pretty much. Because all the tanks got the start. Well, I suppose if I make that a cannon. Ah, come on. If I make that a cannon, you're gonna do it? Yeah, you're gonna do it. Okay. So if we make that a cannon as well, we change that to a mortar. We put that up here. Because we need our damage, we need our splash damage at the back a little more. And we need a lot of one-shots up the top to take out those grenadiers. We're probably gonna need that there, to be fair, and I'm gonna say some of these mines a little more this way, just so like we get those grenadiers after they've killed those buildings. Yeah. But what worries me the most are all these riflemen that are going to be down the end. I don't know how to combat that. What if I put a shock mine? I put a shock mine here, so then this flamethrower has more time to kill the riflemen at the start, and keeps all my stuff alive at the front a little bit longer. We'll try this. We'll see how it goes. Alright. So, hopefully we get this. Hopefully. Ooh. I'm not sure about that. That's a little bit of time I may have needed to have spent better. Oh, those cannons are gonna be wasted. That cannon's a waste there. I probably should have put it where that mortar is. That's a bit of a pain. And that left side, what? I wasn't paying attention to the left side before. Those one-shots need to be so much higher than what they are. I need a flamethrower or something at the start there. But you can see though, even with the splitting up that this base does, because I don't have a damage amp and I have a doom cannon, like I am doing absolute rubbish. The damage amplifier is so underrated as a prototype weapon. It does so much work. And you can see even with my ice statue right now, I am getting dumped on. I think if I had a damage amp, it'd do a lot more for me. I think I'd do a lot more work with a damage amp. I think he wouldn't stand a chance, actually. But, you know what? Let's not end this video on a fail. What I want to do, we're gonna just go for broke here. I'll boost anyway because I'm gonna want to boost for overnight just to see if I can push a little bit more in victory points. So let's just try this one more time because I don't honestly have the gold to keep trying this. I need at least some gold to do my map clearing. So critters are wasted, and I didn't make any adjustments building wise. I'm hoping my boosted damage is enough to do it. And you can see the extra damage, how much that does. If I had a damage amp in the middle where my shock blaster is, all of this stuff would be doing the same damage I have now. So that ice statue would mean zilch. I'd be doing just as much work, and I'd be doing so well without ice. So like, just how much work you can do with a damage amp, like, I can't even stress that point enough, really. At least those mines at the start there are killing some of those riflemen. But that scares me though. Those grenadiers do so much work. And no building health, it hurts so much, especially when your damage amp is like not there. This is like the worst Hammerman like setup I've ever seen in my life. Like, not the layout, but like how he deploys it, like totally craps on my layout so well. It'd be good if the layout was reversed. Made zero difference. Okay. Well, I reverse what I said. That's not my last attempt. Let's go to my other layout. My other layout, I used to use it a lot. It was like my first... It was my first prototype in, like, trying to figure out how to make the strip split up in a way that you can use particular buildings to sort of dump on everything for longer. So this is definitely going to be my last attempt if I fail. Thank goodness he doesn't shock the right stuff. Although getting those shock launchers is probably a good thing for him. Something I'm not liking very much, actually, to be honest. He manages to deploy everything in such a way that it, like, craps on everything I do. And it's not... It's the shock bombs that he does that hurts the most. Look at that. He shocks the shock launchers, which is the main thing that helps that side actually stay alive as long as it does. And he's almost taken out my base before he's even deployed his 4,500 riflemen or something. I was hoping for this to be like a video where I beat stage 7 and I look like really good. For like beating stage 7 without very little ice. But apparently this is going to be the Hammerman that just like dumps over everything, apparently. Because the last few Hammermans I've done stage 7. With this same statue setup, so... Actually, when I did stage 7... When was it? Last week? Last week I didn't have ice. And that was when I got rid of my ice statue for a full offense setup. And then I gave up because I didn't like how much I was getting rated. It'll be interesting to see which one did better. I think the split base, the one I was using a moment ago, I think that one did better. My internet is deciding to be a bit of a pain. And this is actually, you can see this now, I'm not going to edit this out. So guys, I want you guys to see this. This is why I don't live stream. I want to live stream actually, but because my internet is so bad, like, it'd just make live streaming impossible. Let's look at this. 229, 11, 2, and all tanks. Alright, so that's split system base. Did twice the amount of work. That's nice to know. So at least we know that base was actually good. It was doing its job, just not as good as what it probably could have. It's a shame we didn't win, but it is what it is, guys, so... I think that's a video. I hope you guys enjoyed my Hammerman video, because I don't really do Hammerman at all, really. But I thought you guys might enjoy this one. So if you did, drop a comment, tell me what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next one.